So, dear students, let us continue our discussion. And this is the 16th question that we are taking today. So, this is the 16th question. It's as follows: a dog running with 10 meter per second speed is 30 meter behind a rabbit running with 5 meter per second. In what time will the dog catch the rabbit? So here we have two bodies in motion. One of the body is dog, the other body is rabbit. And both the bodies are moving with certain velocity. None of them are stationary. Neither the dog is in rest nor the rabbit is in rest. Both of them are moving. So this is the situation of relative motion. And according to given data, dog is 30 meter behind the rabbit, and the rabbit is running with 5 meter per second constant velocity. Dog is running with 10 meter per second constant velocity. In such situation, we need to apply the relative formula. So let us consider all the relative formula here and substitute them to get the time in which dog catches the rabbit. So this is the initial condition. When it comes to final condition will be in such a way that dog would catch rabbit after certain time t. Dog will catch rabbit after certain time t, and this t has to be calculated. So this is the final situation of both of them. And now let me take the relative cases in each case. First of all, let me take initial relative velocity. Okay, here initial and final relative velocities are same. Okay, because you see the dog is running with constant speed and the rabbit is also running with constant speed, and hence acceleration of the dog is 0, acceleration of the rabbit is also 0. Velocity of the dog is constant and equal to 10 meter per second. Velocity of the rabbit is also constant and is equal to 5 meter per second. So now relative velocity between the dog and the rabbit will be v is equal to vd minus velocity of dog minus velocity of rabbit. Why? Because both rabbit and the dog are moving in the same direction. When two bodies move in the same direction, their relative terms gets cancelled, isn't it? Okay. And now coming to relative acceleration, is there any relative acceleration? No. Relative acceleration between them is 0. Why? Because acceleration of dog is 0, acceleration of rabbit is 0, and hence relative acceleration is also 0. And now let us look at the relative position of the dog and the rabbit initially. So relative position, which shall be taken as x or x naught, okay, initial relative position, okay, initial relative position is equal to position of dog minus position of rabbit. Okay, I am not taking displacement directly. In relative case, it is always better to take positions, and then difference of positions will give us displacement. Okay, so relative position is relative position x naught d initial position of dog minus initial position of rabbit, because since we took the factors of dog first, I have to take the factors the initial position of the dog first in this situation also. So initial position of the dog. See, this position can be set by us. What I'll do is I'll set the position of dog as 0 meter position. Okay, position means just a coordinate, and I can consider any point as 0 because this is the initial point, the initial stage of the problem. In such stage, I can decide which is 0 meter. So I'll decide the position of the dog initially itself as 0 meter, and hence this position will be 30 meter, right? Here we will have 10, 20, then 30, and ahead 40, 50, 60, so on, minus 10, minus 20, so on. We are not bothered about these things. But here initial position of rabbit is 30 meter. Following? So I can get the value of x naught here itself. X naught d is 0. Initial position of dog minus initial position of rabbit, which is 30 meter, plus 30 it is because it is towards the right. So initial position, initial relative position, okay. See, these terms are all relative. V, A, x naught, everything is relative. X naught is minus 30 meter. What is x naught? Initial relative position. Okay, even here it is it's not initial final for velocity because velocity is constant. So relative velocity is velocity of dog minus velocity of rabbit. Let me solve it here. Velocity of dog is 10 meter per second minus velocity of rabbit is 5 meter per second. So it is plus 5 meter per second. So similarly, acceleration, relative acceleration is actually acceleration of dog minus acceleration of rabbit, right? This is the actual way to write. And since acceleration of dog is 0 minus acceleration of rabbit is also 0 because this is going with constant speed, this is also going with constant speed, and hence no acceleration. So 0 meter per second square is the relative acceleration. And here x naught is the relative initial position, okay, relative initial position. Similarly, we need relative final position, okay. Coming to the final factors here, initial and final velocity are same, constant relative velocity, so it is done. So what factor is required more? Final relative position, okay. See, if I take the same coordinate again here, 0, 30, so on, here is the point somewhere where a dog would catch the rabbit, right? So final relative position, okay, or relative final position x is equal to xd minus xr again. What is xd? xd is the final position of dog. xr is the final position of rabbit. Now look, since dog has caught the rabbit, both of them are situated at the same point, isn't it? Both dog and rabbit are in the same place. When they are in the same place like this, position of the dog and position of the rabbit are same. So xd is equal to xr, right? Final position and of rabbit and final position of dog is one and the same. So since they are same, these factors will get cancelled because they are same, and hence x becomes equal to 0 meter final position, okay. But what we are interested is in relative displacement, okay. What is relative displacement? Relative displacement is relative final position minus relative initial position, okay. Keep it in mind. Relative displacement is relative final position minus relative initial position, okay. Every time this is the same formula. When you take single body in motion, this will be displacement is equal to final position minus initial position of the body. Now relative displacement is equal to relative final position minus relative initial position. Okay. So now what is relative final position? 0 minus what is relative initial position? Minus 30. So minus of minus plus 30 meter. This is what is relative displacement of the motion. Okay. So now I have relative displacement, relative velocity. So this itself is u and this itself is v, because it's constant velocity. Velocity is not changing for both the bodies. So relative velocity will also remain constant. So you have u and v which are same. You have s, you have a which is 0. What we need to calculate is time. Okay, time for this relative motion. Okay, let us work for time. See, we need a formula which will connect t, s and u and a. Okay, so or else you can directly write for uniform motion. See, this is uniform motion. Why? Because both the dog and the rabbit are not accelerating, they are moving with constant speed. So it is a uniform relative motion. For uniform motion, we can directly write velocity is displacement by time, right? And the other way is, this is one way to solve. The other way is, you can take, we know that s is equal to ut plus half a t squared. S we have is equal to u is nothing but v itself, because constant relative velocity. Neither the speed of dog is increasing nor the speed of rabbit is increasing or decreasing. So it's constant. V t plus half a is 0. So 0 into anything becomes 0. S is equal to Vt. So t becomes equal to S by V. And now what we have here is same formula again. Okay, but what we need is t. We come to this formula. Okay, you can start with this and end at this point, or you can write this and come to this formula directly. Both the methods are right. So from both the formula, t then becomes equal to s by v. What is s? S is 30 meter. V relative velocity 5 meter per second. 5 ones are 5 6 are. So the dog will catch the rabbit in 6 seconds. This is the solution for the dog and the rabbit problem. Okay, here is the 17th question which we have. A stone is dropped from a building, and 2 seconds later another stone is projected downwards with a speed of 39.2 meter per second. When and where the second stone overtakes the first. So this is the situation where we have a building, okay, and from the top of the building, okay, a stone, see, is dropped from a building. A stone is simply dropped, okay, it is just left like this and it keeps on moving like this. And after dropping the stone, 2 seconds later, okay, this is the first stone, and a second stone, okay, after 2 seconds a second stone is thrown with initial velocity. Initial velocity means initial velocity of second stone is 39.2 meter per second. What is the initial velocity of first stone? Initial velocity of first stone is 0 meter per second, because it is simply left like this, right? But the second stone is not simply left, it is thrown downwards. So this second stone thrown downwards, okay, like this, will move with higher velocity compared to the first stone, because this has initial velocity which is already given in the beginning of the motion itself. So this will move faster, 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 and by the time first stone reaches certain point, the second stone will come and overtake this stone to move forward like this, right? So this will be the situation. This is the point. At some point, we don't know what is the point, but at some point, the first stone or the second stone will overtake the first stone and move forward. So now we need to calculate when and where the second stone overtakes the first stone, which means we need to calculate the displacement of the second stone and first stone together. Okay. This displacement has to be calculated, and we also need to calculate the time taken. Okay, time in which the second stone overtakes the first stone. This equation, this problem can be solved using relative formula, but using relative approach, relative motion approach, will make this a little complex. So I would like to go make use of a easy approach to solve this. What I'll do is I'll write down the equations, okay, for the two stones separately. Okay, then I will combine them together. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll write the equations for first stone and second stone separately. Okay, right. Now, for the first stone, initial velocity is u1, which is 0 meter per second, right? And let the displacement of the first stone from here to here, right, s1. Okay, what is s1 is equal to, see, first stone travels from here to here, the second stone also travels from here to here because it has to overtake, right? Because initial point of the motion is same for both of them, final point of the motion is also same, so displacement is same for both second body and first body. So s1 is equal to s, simply s, right? S1 is equal to s. Similarly, I can write s2, displacement of second body is also equal to s, nothing else, right? It's the same one. Let me write the initial velocity of second stone. What is the initial velocity of second stone given? 39.2 meter per second. Okay. Now coming to first stone back again. What is the acceleration of the first stone? Acceleration of the first stone is a1 is equal to plus g, isn't it? Because it is falling downwards under the influence of gravity, so it is plus 9.8 meter per second. Similarly, what is the acceleration of second stone? Acceleration of the second stone is also plus 9.8 meter per second square, sorry, second square. Because the second stone is also moving with the same acceleration. Any body with any initial velocity always move, when it moves in the influence of gravity, will have the acceleration of plus 9.8 meter per second. Okay, right. So now we have u1 s1 a1, and here u2 s2 a2. What we need to calculate, let me take the time taken by the first stone to reach from this point to this point. Okay, time taken of, by the first stone, let me take that as t1. Time taken by the second stone, let me take that as t2. Okay, let me consider the time taken by the second stone as t. Okay, so what is the time taken by the first stone then? See, the second stone is dropped 2 seconds after the first stone is dropped, isn't it? So if the second stone takes, say, simply let me take some number, say 10 seconds. If the second stone takes 10 seconds, then the first stone should take 12 seconds, because the first stone is dropped 2 seconds earlier than the second stone. So T1 will be equal to T plus 2, right? Because first stone is 2 seconds early than the second stone. Okay. So we need to calculate two terms here. Okay. one is s and the other is t. So now we have the values of s, u, a, t, and hence I can put them into s is equal to ut plus half at squared, and hence get two expressions. Okay, if I apply s is equal to ut plus half at square for the first stone, it will become s1 is equal to u1 t1 plus half a1 t1 squared. What is s1 equal to? Yes. What is u1 equal to? 0. So this term goes away. Simply half a1 is 9.8 into t1 squared. Okay, this is one equation. And here s2 is equal to u2 t2 plus half a2 t2 squared, t2 squared. What is s2 equal to? S2 is again equal to s. What is u2 t2 equal to? u2 is 39.2, right? t2 plus half a2 is 9.8 t2 squared, right? Yeah, let me simplify t1 and t2 into their places. So s becomes equal to half into 9.8 into t1 is t plus 2 whole square. Here s becomes equal to 39.2, t2 is simply t plus half into 9.8, t2 is t, again t squared. So now we have a bit complex equation, okay, but yeah, not that difficult. It's all about your mathematical skills. You can solve it, right? So let me not take this as equation 1. I'll take this as equation 1, this as equation 2, okay. And now upon dividing equation 1 by equation 2, okay, if I divide equation 1 by equation 2, see, LHS s by s is equal to RHS half into 9.8 into t plus 2 whole squared divided by RHS. See here 39.2, 9.8, we can take them as common factors. 9.8 into 4 is 39.2, okay. So 9.8 into 4t plus 9.8 went outside, t squared by 2, 9.8, 9.8 cancels, s and s cancels. So the equation reduces to, this can be taken to that side. So 4t plus t squared by 2 is equal to t plus 2 whole squared. So if I take the LCM, it will become 8t plus t squared is equal to, and if I send to that side, 2 of t plus 2 whole square, t squared plus 2 squared plus 2 into 2 into t, 4t, right? Yeah, simplify this, that's it, okay. You will get a quadratic equation. You have to solve this. It will be 8t plus t squared is equal to 2t squared plus 4 to the 8 plus 8 for 2 for the 8 t again. And now it will become easy. 80 got cancelled. And 2t squared minus t squared is 1t squared. Yeah, sorry, I forgot one term here. So here we have half again with 9.8 plus uh, t plus 2 the whole squared, okay, in this step. So it is going to be 2 by 2, okay, and hence this cancels, okay. So it is going to be 80 plus t squared, okay, is equal to t squared plus 4 plus 4t. So now t squared will get cancelled, and here we have 8t, here we have 4t. When we bring it back, it is going to be 8 minus 4 is 4t is equal to 4. So t is equal to 1 second. What is this t? T is the time taken by the second stone to reach this point. Okay, so we got one answer for the question of when. Okay, now we shall take where. Where means displacement. Very simple. You take the value of t and put it into any of these two equations. You will get the value of s. How do we do that? You take t is equal to 1 and put that here. So s becomes equal to half into 9.8 into 1 plus t. 1 plus 2 is 3 squared. 3 squared is 9. Okay, 9 by 2 is 4.5 into 9.8. Solve this and hence you will get the close value of 4.4 44.2 meter. So this is the displacement, okay, of both the bodies from the point where they are left from. So it says that the two stones, the final answer shall be written like this. Okay, we have t 1 second, displacement 44.2 meters. So therefore the second stone will overtake the first stone after 1 second of its throw, right, of its throw, second stone's throw, and traveling 44.2 meter from the top, right. So after 1 second it is overtaking, after 1 second of first stone it is overtaking the second stone, and after traveling a distance of 44 meter it is overtaking. So for the question of when, 1 second, for the question of where, 44.2 meter from the top. So this is about 17th question, which is again relative question, but somehow we can make use of this method to solve them. I hope you are clear with this.